thanks for tuning in to another edition of Daddy Issues Podcast. It's your boy, it's your host, Danny D. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. I believe this is episode 12. Forgive me, guys. I mean, these episodes are getting so long now, man, that the number is getting so high that I'm losing count at this point, man. But I know it's season 1 and we're still rolling, man. The train still has coal in an engine and you guys are still showing up. Speaking of showing up, I'm proud of you, man. Last month, you guys put the pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes, man. You guys did it last month. Big. I didn't have any brakes, man. I wanted to lay in the bed. I wanted to be tucked in tight under them sheets and them covers and not get up and do a podcast. But you guys kept showing up. You kept showing up to my door and knocking. So I had to answer, my guys. I'm proud of you. And I know what I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. And I know you did so much last month, man. You did so much last month. Who am I? Who am I to ask you to do anything else after what you did last month? But the favor I got to ask is that you guys do it again, man, for the month of March. Keep grinding. Don't stop. Keep showing up. I almost can't see you, man, over top of that brick wall you've been building. Last month, man, you guys laid bricks, unbelievable bricks. And I need you to do it times 2 this month. Keep showing up. I'm proud of you guys. So, episode 12, season 1. I think we got a good show for you guys today. We got a good email. Somebody named Brandon. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. If you want to write into the podcast, you can reach me at datissuespodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's datissuespodcast@gmail.com. Guys, I'm going to be setting up a new email soon. I'll drop it in the show or one of the podcasts. So if you're not listening to my podcast, you're just going to be emailing the old emails. But I think we need to do a little bit more professional, man, right? Speaking of professional, man, we're rocking the Kool-Aid lamp. We got the purple and the blue rocket. We've been having a little debate, a little war between these two lights, man. Some people say, hey, keep the purple light. Some people say, use the blue light. Some people say, use a red light. Sheesh. That's dangerous, man. That's scary, man. But we did a little mix today, man. And hope you guys enjoy it. Oh, there was one more thing. One important thing that I forgot to tell you, man. Make that fucking bed. You ain't think I knew you didn't make that bed on the first day of March, did you? You thought I wasn't watching? You thought just because it was March 1st that I wasn't going to check and make sure you making that bed and tucking in them sheet corners? You think you live in a pig pen, don't you? You pissing me off. You thought it was a shadow, like, oh man, is somebody in my window a shadow? No, it was me watching to make sure you make that bed. Make that bed, man. Stop living like a fucking nomad because it's making me mad. That's pretty much all, man. I want to say, man, let's get into it. Let me pull the email up. Hopefully I don't read like I'm having a stroke today. My reading skills has been off lately. I don't know what's going on, man. Okay. Hey, Daddy Issues Podcast. My name is Brandon. I'm reaching out because I'm navigating a complex situation in my marriage and can use some guidance. My wife Sophie and I have been married for 3 years. Recently, I suffered a bad fall on the job, broke my back, and became unable to work. Losing my job also coincided with a significant weight gain of over 125 lbs, pounds, my boy. Sophie has stepped up to shoulder the financial burden. In the midst of these challenges, she's been thriving and going to the gym. That's good for her. Good job, Sophie. The issue that's causing discomfort for me is that Sophie has hired a male personal trainer named Ian. Okay? He's consistently texting, calling, and sending her messages. I expressed to Sophie that this feels like a boundaries issue and it makes me uncomfortable. But she reassures me that Ian is just a friend and a supportive figure in her life. I want to address my concerns without risking our marriage. Any advice or insights you and your podcast community could offer would greatly be appreciated. Thank you for providing this platform for important discussions. First of all, Brandon, B Money, I want to say I appreciate you taking the time to write into the podcast and reach out, man, and talk to us, man. It's always great, man. Not only for me, for the listeners, because I tell you guys this all the time, man. 9 times out of 10, you're not the only one going through what you think you're going through. I know the world seems like it's closing in on you and you're trapped. It's only you. But a couple floors down, man, there's somebody else going through the exact same thing, man. And I'm glad we can provide a platform as a podcast community to be able to let Brandon and other people be able to voice their opinions and reach other people, man. It's like you guys are having a podcast through my podcast. And that's a beautiful thing. So getting into the email, man, I want to say straight up, man, that's a violation. That's my Jamaican accent. That's a violation. Man, Sophie. Okay, look, man. Let's break it down piece by piece, right? You're working hard, Brandon. I'm gonna assume in a scenario I'm about to create that you're a hard-working man. You're a man that works with his hands. You're a roofer. You out there dropping those tiles and laying that tar, man, and the sun beating down on your back like a king. Trying to make 2 shekels rub together, man. Trying to make 2 ends meet. You take the wrong step and you slide off the roof and you fall and snap your shit up. Go to the hospital, man, and they say, hey, Mr. Brandon, you broke your back 3 places. Destroyed 7 vertebrae and you're going to have pins in your back. You may never walk again. And Sophie, you know, she's working hard. She's at the Circle K. She's a manager there. Dropping 60K a year, man, and she's grinding. She comes home and finds out you broke your back and you lost your job, man. And now, not only are you not paying any bills, man, you're not bringing in any bacon. Sophie has to pick up all the hardship. She's got to put not only make the bread, she has to bake the bread as well. And you're eating it, obviously, because you're 125 pounds overweight. You know what, man? Let me get serious. I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm just joking, man. Let me get serious on this. All right. This is a serious podcast. I'm just in a playful mood today, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. You got a real problem here. You got a real dilemma, man. You're working hard on your job, and unfortunately, you got injured, hurt your back, can't work. One good thing you can think about straight off the bat is that you got a good support system, man. Because a lot of people, a lot of women, especially in these modern relationship times, they don't have a job. The man is the sole provider for everything, you know. And I'm going to get sidetracked here a little bit, man. Hey, we got to start looking into secondary options for this type of situation, man. Because I told you guys in another podcast, you know, I was sick. I was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days. And, you know, surgery was on the table, man. And I was thinking like, man, 6 months. I gotta be out for like 6 months or 6 weeks or whatever they said. And it was a shame to me after I thought about it later that I'm sitting there, man, weighing whether I'm going to just go to work, be injured, make some money for the family, or be in financial hardship and peril. That's a sad state of mind, and that's the state of mind I was in, man. And I just thought this triggered me to think like, hey, we got to start looking into some secondary options, like, you know, Aflac or something, man. Something get you something, man. Get your backup plan, guys. Back to you, Brandon. You got a good support system, man. If we get into this and it gets rocky, you know, and we start to discuss this and it gets hard, I want you to remember that you got a good support system. Sophie picked up the financial burden, man. That's a good woman. At the end of the day, whether, you know, the cards don't flip in your favor or not, that's a good woman. Somebody who's willing to pick up the slack, man, help you carry that cross. That's a great support system, brother. Don't take that for granted, right? So, you know, at this time you're going through probably one of the hardest patches in your life, man, right? You're going through one of the hardest spots in your life. Man, that looks evil right there, doesn't it? Okay. So you're going through one of the hardest spots in your life, right, man? You're going through it. It's rough. And you got Sophie, man. She's picking up the slack for you. Look at this, man. There you go. This is blinding me, guys. This is the thing about live productions, man. So you're going through a hard time, man, and Sophie's picking up the financial burden. And I can see why, honestly, you pick up weight, man. I can honestly see why you picked up some weight, man, because that's rough, man. That's hard. You're depressed, man. You're depressed. You're sitting there. You can't work. You want to work. You know, sounds like you were a working man already, and now your whole routine has changed. We talk about this in podcasts all the time. When your mind is in an uncomfortable situation, the first thing your mind tries to do is make that uncomfortable situation more comfortable, right? Starts making excuses, starts making reasons things are happening, even though those reasons aren't realistic. So you land on the couch, man, and you start eating, man. You start eating, you start thinking like, man, you know what? I can't do nothing. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm done. I'm down for a while. So I might as well enjoy it. I might as well just relax and heal up. I'm sure you heard that 35 times. Hey, man, just take it easy, man. Brandon, take it easy, okay? You're going to be able to get back to work. Take it easy. So you got complacent. You got comfortable. Start eating those snacks, some delicious snacks, man. And that belly grew. That belly grew. Put on 125 pounds. And this whole entire time, you know, that you're going through this internal turmoil, struggle, Sophie's thriving, which is good for her, man. Let's not knock her, man. I want to preface that, but I'm not. That email to me, I mean, we're going to get to the whole thing about Ian and the fucking personal trainer shit, because that's, to me, that's a violation. But as far as her grinding financially, that's a plus. Her going to the gym, working out, that's a plus. We're not gonna discourage people from trying to be healthy, man. Like, we're not gonna promote people being unhealthy. That's not what this podcast is about. So those two things, she's doing her thing on that, man. Congratulations, Sophie. If you hear this podcast, I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Keep grinding. Keep working. Keep going for PRs. But, you know, you guys are starting to feel a disconnect with each other, right, Brandon? You're down bad right now. You know, she's coming in. She's probably picking up more hours. Has to, because she's supporting everything. So she's kind of saying hi and bye. Most people who work in the mornings, I don't know what shift she works, but let's assume she works in the morning. You know, she gets off of work. She's probably going straight directly to the gym. If she's really serious about the gym, then she's meal prepping and, you know, she's timing her food and having supplements and things like that. So the fitness part is taking all her time, her extra time up, man. And she probably feels a certain way. I'm sure she feels a certain way, you know? I know a lot of times when people go through situations that flip their lives upside down, man, these unexpected things happen. We only stay in our bubble, right? We only stay in our bubble. We only see the things internally, or we see the things that's going around us that have to do with us. Because we're so focused on adapting to those situations and overcoming those situations, we don't think about all the collateral damage. Guys, that's a big thing, and I'm guilty of it too. We have to start being more responsible when it comes to the collateral damage that we cause. And that's important that I preface we cause, right? Because we're selfish by nature. And I know you don't want to admit it. I don't want to admit it. I don't even like saying it, but I mean, we're selfish by design, by nature, man. Self-preservation, right? I always watch those. Well, not as much as I used to, but I used to watch those Saws movies when they were good, right? Do 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 do. Oh, those movies are so good, man. And I used to think sometimes, like, man, would I be able to go through the most extreme pain, the most traumatic experience of my life to be able to, one, get better in the end, or free myself? And I know that's kind of an extreme, you know, slope, but that's pretty much in a nutshell what we do. We're faced with whatever adversity is in front of us, right? Whatever problem, whatever challenge that comes in front of us. And we start to build these file folders to be able to overcome those challenges, right? Sometimes they're super traumatic, and they're so traumatic or so big or so involved that they consume all our time, and we don't think about everything else around us. We don't think about all the collateral damage. And let me elaborate on collateral damage. I'm talking about your family. I'm talking about your job. I'm talking about your friendships. You know, we start to neglect these things because we're so focused on this object in front of us, this challenge in front of us, that we forget everything else. So we start to create collateral damage. And in your case, your collateral damage is Sophie. right? Because you're sitting on that couch eating those bags of chips, watching Naked and Afraid, Naked and Afraid. She's afraid she's gonna lose the house. She's afraid she's not gonna be able to put food in the refrigerator. She's afraid the light's gonna get cut off. But you're not thinking about those things, or maybe you are, and you're just choosing to ignore them. That's a strong word. Let me say not ignore them. But you're so focused on that a challenge in front of you that you don't have time for a second challenge. You don't have time for a secondary. You don't have time for a backup. You have to handle this. This is all you see in front of you. It doesn't matter what's behind you. It doesn't matter about the collateral damage. You'll deal with that when it comes time, right? That's rough, man. And I like to look at these things, guys, because they're important. We can't be one-sided, man. We can't, me as a podcast host can't get on here, talk about a subject and just be one-sided. I could, but what's the point of that? There's two sides to every coin. Just because somebody goes through a problem in a relationship, or they're the ones writing in, or just voicing what happened, we don't know the whole story. There's two sides to every story, sometimes three, right? So, Brandon, as far as your collateral damage is Sophie. And it sucks. I know it sucks because you didn't create this environment. You didn't say I was going to get her on the job, lose your job. Now, you did have control over what you put in your mouth, but we're going to give you a slight pass on that, because depression can lead to other things like overeating, not sleeping correctly, being super emotional, right? So we're going to give you a little bit of wiggle room, man, with that. But regardless, you put on some weight, man, 125 pounds. So you're hurt, you lost your job. Sophie's striving, she's doing good, which probably made you a little jealous on top of that, right? Now you got a bunch of collateral damage. You not only got that event in front of you, now you got collateral damage. So back to Sophie. Sophie is working hard, man, and she's getting serious about her gains. And this is the thing, man. When it comes to trainers, I'm like I said, man, I'm all for health. I'm on my own health journey, right? I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to work out just like everybody else, right? Not everybody's going to be able to go into a gym and be able to have a workout routine. They're not going to be able to. Half the people, and I was the same way, man. I've been lifting for many years now, right? Been in the best shape of my life, been in the worst shape of my life, right? But I've been consistent. When I'm in the gym, I'm consistent. Let me say that, right? I know what I'm doing. I at least know, what routine I'm going to do. I know what foods I'm going to eat, what foods I'm not going to eat. I even get into, my macros and things like that, my carbs, my fats, all that type of stuff, my proteins. But not a lot of people are able to do that. They don't even know where to start, man. They go in there, and I think we've all saw people like that. You go into a gym and you got that guy or that girl who's just literally just doing everything. Literally. Oh, I'm gonna do some curls. Okay, I'm gonna do some chin ups. Oh, I'm gonna do some bench press. Oh, I'm gonna do some squats. Oh, I'm gonna do some calf raises. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna get on the bike. I'm gonna do some CrossFit. And you're just like, man, you see these people work out for a year and they still look the same or worse, or they get injured. Most of the time, they get injured because they're just overstressed in their body. So, I said all that to say this: we don't know Sophie's motives. Right? And you didn't put in the email that you caught her cheating or anything like that as of right now. We're going to get to the text messages and calls, because I think that's a violation. But we don't know her motives for hiring a personal trainer. We can assume that she hired a personal trainer because she's new to the gym. She hasn't been to the gym before. And, in that case, she's making a smart decision because she doesn't know what to do. She wants a good, solid routine. So this guy's probably offering his services. Usually they're predatory in there. I'm not saying like predatory, like they're like rapists. I'm saying like they're salesmen, right? They find a person, that seems like the person we're describing that doesn't know what they're doing, and they seek them out and they get their money. But that's neither here nor there, right? So Sophie hires this personal trainer, Ian. Again, we're gonna assume a couple things here, Brandon. Ian's in shape. You probably met Ian. He's in shape, man. He's probably a handsome guy like yourself. So you immediately feel threatened, man, because you're not the best version of yourself at this point. You're not the slim trim burning that lays roof tile. You're that heavy set hibernating bear, Brandon, right? The one with the scraggly beard that don't connect. The one that got Dorito stains on his shirt. His fingers are red. Cheeto dust. That's the Brandon you're at the time. And you meet this guy Ian, man, who's in shape, man. And you know, I think when it comes to working out with somebody, right? I think that's an intimate, personal thing. And I'm not saying it's even sexual. I know it's really touchy. It's really a lot touchy feely. It's close. There's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of demonstrations. There's a lot of help being offered, physical help being offered. So I think when it comes to, you have to be very particular when you get a trainer, man. You have to watch yourself, man. And I understand where you're coming from, Brandon, on that aspect. Like I've already prefaced by saying, man, that I'm proud of Sophie for being able to start going to the gym and getting healthy, and I'm proud of her that, she got a trainer. If she doesn't know what she's doing, she's trying to seek ways to be able to be more consistent and build a routine. But that man part of me, Brandon, that man part of me, brother, I feel it. You're sitting at home, naked and afraid on TV. Hell's Kitchen is playing. You're just getting into your second pint of Chunky Monkey. Shout out to Chunky Monkey. It's delicious ice cream. Ding, ding. Phone's going off. Ding, ding. You look at your phone. The fuck who texting me? It's Sophie. Hey, I just got off work. I'm gonna head straight to the gym. I gotta meet up with Ian tonight. We're doing legs. Your heart get tight. Your heart feel like it's gonna explode in your fucking chest. Cause all you're thinking about is Ian in that tank top. Helping your lady. Helping her, man. That's bad business. You scared about that. That'll scare, man. Not just saying that fucking scares me. That scares me, man. And then you're starting to look at yourself at that point, right? So you're sitting on the couch, man. You immediately get sad. You're like, shit, man. Ian's back with my lady again, doing squats. And you look down at your belly, and that belly's sitting on your lap. You sitting on the couch, and your belly is sitting on you. You watching a guy out there picking berries ass naked on a show with a pint of Milton Chunky Monkey. Those are your decisions. I'm not giving you a pass on that, man. Those are your decisions. I gave you a little leeway, man, but those are your decisions, man. But I feel like it's a violation, man. I feel like when you're in a relationship, man, you're single and you're trying to go to the gym, you're trying to work out, you're trying to, be the best version of yourself. You got a lot of slack, you got a lot of leeway. You can explore a lot of avenues, man. But when you're in a committed relationship, especially a marriage, man, there's some red tape you got to get through. You got to get through some red tape before you just go out and make decisions like that. But when people get put in certain positions, and Sophie's in that position of power, I'm not saying she's power tripping, but she's the financial breadwinner at this point. She's doing everything. She may feel like she deserves a little extra. She may feel like she deserves to have a quality trainer to help her with a routine. She may feel like she doesn't need to actually. So she made an executive decision. And I will say I'm proud of you, Brendan, because you tried to have that conversation. You approached her and you said, hey, I feel like this is a boundary issue. She gaslit you. Said, no, he's just a supportive person in my life. I don't know if she said that. If she would have said that to me, that would have pissed me off. What? Supportive person in your life? What am I? Chopped liver? I'm on your side on that part, man. Especially if I went to you and I let you know that like it makes me uncomfortable, like that's a huge thing to do. As a man, to be able to go to your woman and be vulnerable and say, I feel like another man is making me uncomfortable. I feel like if that was the conversation that was had, I feel like that she should have embraced that, man, and she should have immediately cut ties with that situation. But obviously she didn't. And then you started discussing the email about this guy's texting her, constantly calling her. That man, that's what I'm talking. This guy, whoever this guy is, Ian, he sounds like a fucking scumbag. And I can tell you something else. He got plans for Sophie. He got plans to put them hands all over her. No, let me not say that, man, because I don't want you to spaz out and go do something to that dude. Like, Danny's right. Danny's right. No, we're not doing that. But you know what, man? This guy's violating, man. I agree with you. He's violating 100%, Brandon. Texting your lady? Nah. You can see me at the gym. Why don't you text me? Calling me? What you calling me about? Dumbbells? Barbells? Nah. That's why I say a lot of those gym trainers, man, are predatory, man. And I apologize if I got any gym trainers that listen to this podcast, but you guys got to do some groundwork for your unit, man. You got to do some good groundwork. You got to get some propaganda out there for you guys to dispel what's going on, because this is the type of shit we got going on. People like Ian out there, man, out there trying to snatch up people's, what do they say? Raise other people's girls up, man. And Sophie eating it up, man. 2 scoops, please. That's pissing me off. But that's her choice, man. At the end of the day, that's her choice. Good thing, in the email, it seems like you're just coming for advice. You haven't really had any real conversation outside the conversation that made you uncomfortable. And it seems like that conversation was probably half-hearted and in passing. So here's what you got to do, Brandon. You got a couple things you got to do. Couple things. I'm gonna give you a good blueprint. I want you to follow this blueprint and you'll be okay. You'll make it. I promise you. First thing you got to do is get off the pity pot, man. You got to get off the fucking pity pot. That's the most important thing. Look, I know you hurt your back. I know you was working and you snapped your shit up, man. That's a terrible thing. Hopefully you're healed. Hopefully you're better. But there are things and steps you can start taking while you're injured to be able to heal faster. You don't got to go out there and start lifting weights or run miles. You can take it slow. One of the most important things you can do that's free is watch your diet, man. Start watching your diet. You know that you're not active as you used to be. You know you're not out there running miles or lifting weights or squats or deadlifts. So you have to be more meticulous on your meal prep, man. You got to be more meticulous on what goes in that fat mouth. That's something you can control, man. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to get off the pity pot, man. You got to start thinking about that collateral damage behind you, because you got a lot of it, man. And in the wake of your depression destruction, you left a lot of collateral damage. Not only to yourself, to other people. So you got to get off the pity pot. You got to start watching what you eat. You got 125 pounds. That's a long fucking road, man. That's a long road. I think the biggest cut I did was like 70 pounds, and it took me like almost a year. And I was right where you was, man. On the pity pot. It wasn't an injury, but I was in a bad spot, man. I was depressed. I was sad. I was working out. Life wasn't working out for me the way I wanted it to. My plans was falling through like a wet paper towel. So it was an uncomfortable situation, and my mind went back to those file folders and tried to make me comfortable by giving me excuses. It's okay, man. Just eat something. You always feel better when you eat. Relax. Don't worry. Things will get better. Just relax. You got to change your mantra, Brandon. You got to get off that pity fucking pot. Get up on your own 2 feet. Pick up that 1 brick. Lay it down. That's your diet. Boom. 1 brick. Boom. 1 brick. I'm gonna eat clean today. I ain't saying go crazy. I ain't saying go out buy a food scale and download my Fitness Pal. Shout out to my Fitness Pal app. I use it every day. And start tracking everything. Just start by eating healthier, man. Start by slowing it down. I don't know if you ever been on a cut. I don't know if you're a gym goer. I don't know, if you know anything about the gym. But do some research, man. Get on Google, look up some stuff. Just get a baseline, man. Just start by eating healthy, man. Start by eating healthy. I don't know your mobility, if you have mobility issues at this point from your injury messing your back up. But if you can, start by doing a small walk, maybe 15, 20 minutes every day in combination with that diet, man. Right? That's going to start to get your mind reset, right? Start by doing that. Then once you start, watching your diet, trying to get a little bit of cardio in, and you're able, and I say only when you're able, to start lifting weights, get clearance from your doctor. Of course, I'm not a fucking physician, so don't go out there and try to deadlift 250 fucking pounds and say Danny said and snap your shit up again. Don't do that. Once you're cleared by your doctor, man, start getting into weightlifting. Now, when you get to that point, when you're able to start really getting to the gym, now we start bringing Sophie into the mix, right? Hopefully by that point, Ian ain't worked his magic on her and wrecked her, blew a hole in the back of her. We can start working out with her. You can start getting her involved. We got to do stuff like that, man. Start involving her in it. Obviously, it seems like she's enjoying working out right now. You probably can learn some stuff from her. So, working out, eating healthy, doing your cardio. You guys, that's a couples thing. Y'all can do that together, man. That'll give you some more opportunity to, discuss situations, man. Get closer together, man. Because right now, you guys are past that fire phase already, man. You're in the flash phase. So it's time for you to start digging deeper, man. Having some conversation. Maybe she's going through some shit. Maybe she's fighting some demons. Maybe that's why she's in the fucking gym. And I tell you what, you don't want her telling her stories about her demons to Ian, because he's a demon. You don't want that. Now, outside of those tips I gave you about eating healthy, not putting stuff in your fat mouth, trying to get some cardio and lift weights when you're cleared, the next thing you need to do is you need to go down to your local grocery store, man. Right out in front of the grocery store is a little square box machine. And you know what it says on the fucking machine? Employment papers. Pick up one of those papers. Get you a fucking newspaper and start looking for a job. That's what else you can do. Start looking for a job, man. Get you some employment. Right? You're feeling better. You're eating better. You're getting cardio. You're getting that weight off of you. Now you can start looking for a job, right? You can do that while you're doing the other stuff. Start looking for some employment, man. Even before then, start looking. There's a lot of jobs you can do from home, man. Work at home jobs, right? Telemarketer jobs, wear a headset and things like that. Start getting some income inside the house. Start cleaning up some of that collateral damage, Brandon. Right? Those are all important tips and keys that I gave you. But before you do all that, man, you need to have a conversation with Sophie. I'm getting serious on this one now. You need to have a real conversation with Sophie, man. Let her know, like, hey, this is really making me feel a certain type of way. I know I said it before, but I don't want you doing this, right? You're my wife. We're married. I think this is a violation of our marriage. And, I'm going to do everything on my end to be able to be your support system and help you out. If you're, if she's more knowledgeable than you, say, hey, bring me into the fold. Let me work out. Teach me. Let's work out together. Let's learn together. Let's look up some videos. Or tell her, like, hey, I don't mind you having a trainer, but can you get a trainer that's, makes me, and this sounds fucking crazy saying it. Because really, man, really, Brandon, you don't need to be, let me not tell you that, man. Because you're in a fragile state of mind right now. I don't want your world to shatter in front of you. Just let her know, man. Like, hey, this is making me uncomfortable with this guy, man. You need to get rid of this dude. Right? You don't want to lose your marriage over this shit, man. And that's the last thing you need right now is to lose your marriage over this, because right now you're already in a super hypersensitive state, man, with the weight gain, the job loss. Sophie working, Ian. You got a lot of hats on right now, man. You looking like a fucking juggler right now. One of those dudes with the bells on his head. You juggling a lot. But like I say on this podcast all the time, man, tension creates growth. Pressure creates growth. You got to put yourself through those trials, man. You got to put yourself in a hard position that you are in right now, man, to be able to develop those file folders, man, to get better. All right. You're not dead. Thank God for that, right? You're not in a wheelchair. You're not paralyzed. Thank God for that. Take some accountability, man. You had a bad situation happening, but you're not a bad person. That's important to remember. You had a bad situation, but you're not a bad person. And guess what? At the end of the day, you got to take some responsibility for the choices and actions that you're making on a daily basis. Every day you got a choice, man. Just recently, you've been making the wrong choices. You letting it win, man. Stay in the fight. You're letting it win. I know you're hurt. I know you're in pain. You're probably on all types of medications and drugs. I know you feel like less than a man because you're not providing financially for your family. I know you're hurt because you keep seeing Sophie leave out the door every day and go work out with that guy, Ian, who's built like a Mack truck. But is that it? Huh? That's what knocked out Brandon? That's your story? That's the end of your tale? That's how the book ends? And thus ends the story of Brandon? Come on, no. I refuse to believe that, man. This ain't how that story gonna end, Brandon. I promise you that. I'm talking directly to you, Brandon. I'm looking right in this camera. Get up off your lazy ass and start fucking grinding. Stop putting bad shit in your mouth. Stop sitting down, watching fucking Naked and Afraid every single day. Start meal prepping. Start being more conscious of the things that you're putting in your body. Start trying to heal your body. Start doing research on things that can expedite that process. Consult your physician. Start lifting weights. Start doing cardio. Talk to your fucking lady, man. Put your foot down. You love that woman. You married her. That's why you love her, right? You said those vows. Till death do us part, man. And you already out of the fucking fight. You already done gave up, man. Your sword in the ground. I refuse to let you do that, Brandon. You better than that, man. I know you better than that. Look down. You see what's on the ground? It's those fucking bootstraps. Grab them, pull them up, and get out there and start fucking grinding. Because now you pissing me off, man. Because I know you a good man. I know you a good dude. You just in a bad situation, but you letting it win. You taking a fucking coward's way out. And you ain't no coward, man. You a man. You a financial provider. You a warrior. That woman ain't gonna marry no loser. He ain't a fucking loser. He is a predator. He just a fish in another big ass pond, man. But you alpha, bro. You him. You Himothy. Start acting like it, man. Start fucking acting like it, man. Either you gonna fucking walk around like you the king, or you gonna walk around like you don't care who the fucking king is. That's your only two options. You ain't got no other way out. You just need somebody to let you know that you being a lazy bag of fucking bones. That ain't you, man. That ain't you. So again, start being conscious of what you eating. Start getting some fucking exercise. 3, go talk to that woman and let her know, like, hey, I married you because you mine and I love you. And I don't like this situation that's going on right now and it's pissing me off. We got to come to a happy medium. We got to decide what we're going to do so we can get things back on track, man. Put in the fucking effort. Don't get mad at that woman. Don't get mad at her, man, because for what? Because she picking up your slack. Because she going out working, making all the money, and going to take a small sliver of time to herself and enjoy herself by working out, being healthy, promoting health, huh? Doing something that's keeping her sanity together. You laying on a fucking couch. You got to take some accountability, Brandon. I ain't gonna let you get out that easy, man. Like I said, I gave you a little leeway because you're going through some shit. You in a profound situation right now, but you know what? You got a lot of collateral damage behind you. You got to clean some of that shit up, man. Or you gonna lose your lady, I promise you. You're gonna lose your fucking lady. And then you're gonna be in a whole nother situation. We're gonna have to be talking you off a roof somewhere. But that's not how your story ends. This conversation right here, this ain't how your fucking story ends, brother. I promise you that. And you better write me back, man. You better send me an email 6-7 months from now telling me how you grinded, man. Telling me how you got not only you got your lady back, you got the keys to the kingdom back. You got your crown back on your head. I'm looking at you. That's all I gotta say to you, Brandon, man. But I'm proud of you. All right? And I'm not proud of the fucking Brandon now. I'm not proud of this guy, man. I'm saying I'm proud of the guy that I know that you're gonna become. That's the guy I'm saying I'm proud of. Well, guys, that's the show for today, man. I'm sorry, man. I know you guys ain't saw me, get in that mode. I don't like y'all seeing me like that because I'm usually a really cheery, nice, happy-go-lucky guy, man. But I care about Brandon, man. I care about everybody who fucking writes into this podcast, man, because they're looking for help. They're trying to reach something. They're trying to obtain something or run from something, fix something. And this guy's in pain. He's in serious pain. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. When y'all write in, man, don't think you're gonna escape accountability, man. Don't think that you're gonna write into the show and tell a sad story and escape accountability, because guess what, man? We all got to be accountable for the things that we do, man. The things that we can't control. There's a lot of things that we can't control. There's a lot of anomalies that we come across that we have to adapt to. But that's why we have to fucking practice how we play. That's why we have to create those file folders in our head to be able to, when those bad times come, those situations come, we can rise above and not fucking crumble. Because I refuse to believe that my listeners, anybody who listens to this podcast, does not have that mindset. That's the mindset. That's the mode you guys got to get into. You're tired. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired. You can't do it because you fat. I don't give a fuck. I'm fat too. Grind. And I'm here with you, man. I'm here with you, Brandon. We all are here. The whole podcast community. We're here. So that's the show for today, guys. If you want to write into the podcast, man, and get your email, let's calm down a little bit, man. Let me take a sip, because I kind of got escalated. But you guys write into the podcast, man. Interact with those polls. We're on every platform right now, man. We're doing really good numbers right now, and I'm happy with everything that's going on. I feel like we're reaching a lot more people. When I first started the video podcast, I didn't think I was gonna like it, man. But I'm getting comfortable with it, and just like the regular raw audio, I'm enjoying it, man. You guys are making me enjoy it because guess what, man? Day after day, you guys are writing in emails and things like that. I have a ton of emails to get through, guys. I'm sorry. I know. Look. I need to take some fucking accountability, man. But I'm trying to get through it. I'm trying to get to your email. Like I said, it's random. I just go through it, and when I find one that hits me, I pick it. So don't worry. We're gonna get through your emails, guys. We're gonna be around for a lot of time. We still got a lot of episodes left in season 1, man. A lot of time for improvement. But until then, I love you guys. Keep grinding. March 1st, one brick at a time. I'll see you in the next podcast, guys.